okay, I did my permission-based opener, prospect hands me the mic. What should come out of my mouth next? Because the
Yep.
biggest mistake you can make here is just to start pitching, and
Yep.
then the person's going to give you a ton of objections. What's the approach here?
Yeah. So first piece is I think a lot of salespeople get taught, I think this gets taught a lot in like high school and college, the idea of a value proposition, where you're talking about the great things that you can do, the great things that you bring to the table, the great things about your company. And the problem, I think, with a value proposition is, again, put yourself in the shoes of the prospect. We've interrupted their day. And even if we led with some context, they don't really know what the heck's going on, right? They opted in. All right, Nick, go ahead. You've got a minute. What I want to do is I want to use what's called a problem proposition, because I want to make it very, very clear to the person that I'm talking to the types of problems that we can make go away, rather than talking about the great things that my company does. The reason for that is if I give a value proposition, it is now on my prospect to figure out how that value proposition actually connects to any of the things going on in their life and the problems that they might want to make go away. So I need to do that work for them to reduce the cognitive load that I put on the person that I am calling out of the blue, and just tell them, here's the problems we might make go away. So for me, when I'm selling law firm billing technology, which is what I used to sell for a long time, I would say something like, they say, all right, Nick, go ahead. You've got a minute. I'd say, great. Thank you, Jason. You could even start a timer if you'd like. I want to show that, like, I'm not like you talking about slowing down. I don't want to go too fast. I want to have a little bit of humor. Like, I'm comfortable and I'm okay, whatever the outcome is. You can even start a timer if you want, Jason. Look, Jason, the reason that I called you is I talked to a lot of CFOs of insurance defense law firms. And most of the folks that I talk to tell me that they're really, really frustrated with all of the deductions, rejections, and appeals that they get on the e-bills that they have to send to the insurance companies that they end up billing on behalf of the clients they work with. Look, I know I'm totally calling you out of the blue, but that's a problem that we make go away for about 300 different law firms in the US. And I'm wondering if you might be open to learning more when I'm not cold calling you out of the blue. And what I'm trying to do here is saying, hey, I talk to people like you, CFOs of insurance defense law firms. Here's the thing that they tell me they're frustrated with. And I want to use problem-based language: frustrated, anxious about, concerned with, angry at their wits' end with. That helps orient me around a problem rather than a solution. And then what I want to do is I just want to say, hey, we make that go away. And I'd like to explore this with you further when I'm not cold calling you out of the blue. And what I'm doing here is I don't expect them to be like, all right, sure. I expect them to be like, well, how do you do that? How do you make that go away? And now I have consent again, permission again, to move to the next stage of the cold call, which is having a conversation around how we might be able to make that work. So that's usually what I'll do.